So this is audit and assurance. Traditionally, this paper used to be called F8. Now it's called AA. But before that, let's start with introductions. My name is George Martin Mutumba. I'll be your pilot in this paper. My name is George Martin Mutumba. I've been teaching this paper for about more than 10 years now. Audit and assurance. I do both audit and assurance and also the advanced audit. I'll be taking you through both the class and revision. I'll be taking you both through the class and revision. So everything else, let's talk after we've all introduced ourselves. So I'll start with those of you who are physically present here. Yes? Yes? Yes, Labuso. Where do you work? Black? Showmans. Yes? Veronica? Okay. You're working? With? Nakasero Hospital. Okay. Is? Lawi. You're working? Full-time student. Okay. And then Martin? Martin? Okay. So welcome to Audit and Assurance. This paper is, you'll find it to start with, just like all ACCA papers, it is marked out of 100. It will be a computer-based examination, but scheduled. So it means that unlike the papers that you do on the first level, on the fundamentals, because those you actually determine when you want to sit also. For this particular one, there will be an examination day. And it means you have to come to the examination center. Previously, there was an option to do remote, but I think it's has removed the remote examinations, right? Yes. But it is, so you have to come here and sit the examination from MAT Abacus, and you're lucky that we have an examination center here. The paper will be 2 sections. It has 2 sections, Section A and Section B. And Section B. Both are compulsory. Section A will have 30 marks. And Section B will have 70 marks. To make 100. Section A will be multiple choice, or what you call objective, where you'll be required to tick. And Section B will be structured scenario-based questions that require you to type in a spreadsheet that will be provided, a Word spreadsheet. This paper is one of the easiest, in my opinion, but the hardest to pass at this level. You have a question? Yes, please. 70 marks. Structured. Structured, the questions will be scenario-based. Case study, scenario-based. Not case study, call them scenario-based. The examiner will paint a picture and they'll require you to analyze and give answers. to the questions that have been provided. So it will require you to type your answers. Section A will require you to tick. Are we together? Section B will require you to type your answers. Is that clear? So we are saying that this, in my opinion, this is one of the easiest papers, but at this level, but the most failed. It's the easiest, in my opinion, on this level. And for those of you who have done other papers, you may have different opinions, right? Those of you who have done taxation, those of you who have done financial reporting, you might have different opinions. In my opinion, it's the easiest, but the most failed. And in this webinar, I'll be telling you why many people do not make it in this exam. We have a very short syllabus made up of mainly 5 things. So what are those 5 parts of the syllabus? So the first part, we shall be talking about the regulatory environment. And here, we shall be talking about who regulates auditors. Of course, because we're doing ACCA, we know that one of our regulators is ACCA. And how do they regulate you? They have 2 ways in which they regulate you. One, they set for your exams, upon which when you pass them, you become a member. Are we together? But the other way is that they also have set a code of conduct for members. So we shall be talking about the code of ethics. Now, one of the challenges that you find as auditors, again, is the ACCA has a code of ethics, the ACCA code of ethics. But we also have the local, for instance, in Uganda, we have the CPA code, the ICPA code of what? Ethics. Now, if the two, if you're a member of ACCA and the CPA code of ethics contravenes the requirement, contravenes the ACCA code of ethics, as an accountant, what are you required to follow as a member of ACCA? These are things we shall be talking about. We'll be talking about the international financial reporting standards. And we shall also be talking about the local gap. What happens? How do the two interact? If you're in a country like Uganda and the local laws do not conform to the international ones, to the international financial reporting standards, do you follow the international financial reporting standards or you follow the local rules? We'll be talking about all that. Then, when you look at the Companies Act, it provides for things like the rights of auditors, appointment of auditors, termination of contracts of auditors, among others. So it's also one of the different laws, one of the different things that regulates us. Are we together? Yes. So we'll be talking about things like rights of auditors, rights, obligations, appointment of auditors, rotation, auditors, etc. That's one of the things that we shall be talking about. Are we together? Then we also have the corporate governance code. Corporate governance is about how companies are run. Are we together? It also affects auditors, because the corporate governance code provides for how the internal audit function should be placed within an organization, how external auditors should be appointed, who they should be reporting to. So we shall also talk about the code of what? Ethics. Sorry, corporate governance. So that's it about the regulatory environment. We shall now move, after that, we shall move directly into what we call audit planning and risk assessment. You see, the first topic is just talking about our bride, who is the audit. Are we together? How do auditors behave? How do they look like? That's the first topic. Second topic is now we are approaching our bride and saying now, how do we go about this audit thing? So we say, as we shall say in class, just like any other assignment, just like any other project, audit starts with planning. Are we together? It starts with planning. So under this, we shall be talking about what an audit plan is versus an audit strategy. Are the two different? Which one is bigger than the other? An audit strategy and an audit plan, which one do you think is bigger than the other? Who are those saying audit strategy is bigger? Who are those saying audit plan is bigger? Strategy is bigger. Audit strategy is bigger. What do you think, Yahoo? But we shall settle that discussion once we start with our class. Are we together? So then we shall be talking about something called understanding of the entity and its environment. And we shall be talking about the concept of materiality. The concept of the audit documentation. How to document our audit results. Are we together? And then so once we're done with that, we shall now go to what we call execution, evidence, audit procedures. Here, shall we talk about what are audit procedures? Oh, before this, shall we go? We shall talk about internal controls. Here we shall be talking about what are internal controls, different ways, documentation of internal controls, apart from the documentation of internal controls, we'll be talking about elements of an internal control system. Then we shall be talking about assertions, financial statements assertions. Together? Yes? And that's and then controls. We shall be talking about control environment. Then thereafter, we shall go to this, and here we shall talk about audit procedures. I'll be teaching you how to come up with audit procedures. Then we'll be talking about audit of specific areas, financial statements. Are we together? Audit of specific areas, the financial statements. Then we'll be talking about, so under audit procedures, we shall talk about both tests of controls and substantive procedures. Then under substantive procedures, we shall talk about analytical procedures and tests of detail. Tests of detail. So, we shall also talk about computer-based auditing. Computer-based auditing, what we call CATs. And once we are done with this, we shall now go to view and finalization. Here we shall do subsequent events. We shall do going concern. We shall do written representations. Shall do written representations. Then we shall do management letter. Then evaluation, material misstatements. When we're done with this, we shall now go to audit reports. And here we shall look at the different types of audit reports. Then another very small topic called audit of non-for-profit institutions. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how small our syllabus is. So this will take us 2 classes. This will take us 2 classes also. This will take us 2 classes also. This will take us 2 classes. Okay, this will take us 3 classes. Are we together? And this one will take us 2 classes. Oh, okay. And this will also take us 1 class. This and this will take us 1 class. This one we don't teach. Okay, maybe we forgot what to call emerging issues, right? So this we don't teach it, but I give you notes. I give you, because we can't teach emerging issues, but I try to point out for you. I try to get for you notes, or I come up with readable material for you to guide you what we consider what emerging issues. We shall also seriously handle that during revision, because remember, in your paper there must be a part of what? On emerging what? Issues. So that's it about this paper. So you can see the classes 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Now, here is something here. These are 2, 2, okay, 2. Okay, so you can say these 2 will take up, this will be half a class. This is half a class. This sometimes takes us 3, right? The reason why they take us 3 is because where you see 3 classes, it means that in one of the classes we are studying, the other 2 we are doing what? Questions of that topic. Are we together? So you can see that this is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 12, 13, 14. But when you look at your timetable, it has how many classes? I think they should be about 16 or 17. So the last 3 or 4 sessions, we use them to review now all topics pertaining questions. Are we together? Basically, to do full questions so that we see now, basically it's us starting to get ready for a revision. So usually at the end, we shall have at least 3 sessions. We call those review sessions. You're reviewing all areas of the syllabus, but in what? In question format. Remember, for instance, at the beginning when you're doing questions, You're just doing particular parts of what you have. For instance, you find that a question on audit plan and risk assessment, you will do it, but there's some parts you may not do because we've not yet what? Covered them, you see? But you just do that specific area to test your, but now in the last review questions, we are now doing the full questions because we have done the entire syllabus. Are we together? So it's like a mini revision. So once we are done with that, now we are ready for revision. Revision will be 6 sessions. Are we together? So, why someone said, George, this syllabus looks small and doable. Why are the pass rates so low globally? It's because we have a lot of unwritten rules in audit. That's why you see that we keep doing a lot of questions. A topic like this on any day, I'll do it in one day. But I have to do it in 3 sessions because I have to do a lot of questions. In doing questions, I'll be first giving you a chance to do. I look at what you've done and mark. The reason why I must look at what you do is because we are assuming the person has read. Because as you're doing those questions, you have your notes. So I expect you to. So I want to assume you have read. How would you have answered that question? Are we together? Then after you answered it, when I come here and answer it, you're able to compare and see how you would have fared. And you must write. When you don't write, you won't see the difference between what you would have written and what I have written. And this paper is about question approach. Like I said, the notes should be very easy. Those of you who did BCom at all anyone who did BCom here, all BBA? You guys did journalism? No, you did journalism. Yes, even those who did accounting and finance. You did BAF. Even those of you who did accounting and finance. Some of you did audit also as a module. Did you do audit? Yes. So some of the notes you feel they're not new and complicated. Are we together? So that's why we want you to know for me the question, then you compare with how we have done it. Then I'll be showing you the rules because we are specific on how we want you to write our answers. There's some things that will make sense to you, but to us we shall be saying no mark there. And above all, remember, this is a paper of Mugambo. You know what Mugambo means? Just words and narratives. So many of you struggle to know whether you've written things that are bringing us marks or you're just gossiping. You know gossiping, but of course for you not to know that you're gossiping. Someone asks you and you start talking about the standard and you think you're making points here. And for us, we're saying no. Yes, you've made points, but unfortunately, that's not what we are looking for. You see? So we have to keep together. There is a lot of problems with question approach, but I'll be guiding you. Just slightly different from things like tax, financial reporting, where you know, hey, when I put in the entry, I've gotten a mark. Are we together? You just be talking. But not whatever you say is correct, because the questions will not be saying, what are the fundamental principles? No. It will be a scenario-based question. And there'll be a lot to talk about. But not everything will be adding you marks. So I'll be showing you, just you talked about the you get a mark. If you just talked about this, you'd be good, but no mark. You're right, but no mark. Are we together? Yes. So, what is it about this paper? Any questions? Any questions? Yes, any questions here, guys? Guys online, Pauline, Sozi, any questions? Sozi, any questions? Any questions, Susie? No questions. Okay, there being no questions, that's okay. Someone is typing here. Some Victor said, boss, today is Valentine's, better release us. Yes, I understand the timing of having to teach people Valentine's is not a very good one. But so that's it. I want to wish you the best. Let's do this together. I can guarantee you, over the last 10 years I've taught this, our pass rates are very good. But I'll not lie to you that everyone passes. The fact that globally the average pass rate is usually 30. And for us as an approved learning partner, our target is, as long as we are above the global pass rate, then it means we're able to retain our status as a platinum approved learning partner. But that is not our personal target. But personal target is 100. And that's the honest truth. And that's the honest truth. I want all of you to pass. And that is for me where I get my biggest what. And what I can promise you is, if we stay together until the end, we will definitely not get problems in passing this exam. The only challenge is that along the way, some people fall off because they feel now we've done a lot of practice, they're a little bit confident. But remember, it's the people who gamble. It's easy to forget the things when you fall off. Then one of the challenges you get, and I'll be guiding you on how to read the paper, how to discuss it. Reading this paper may also be a bit of hard for you, especially for those of you who have problems with writing, with papers with a lot of theory. So you find that it gets boring while reading, and sometimes you may slip off. Are we together? Some people, because you're doing it combined with other papers, sometimes you start to feel this is slightly easier than others, so you give others more time. Then in the end, you find that even what was supposed to be obvious, you've now failed. I mean, you've also failed it. So you end up failing all the 3 papers, all the 2 papers, because you've not given this one the time it requires. Are we together? Yes. So, in other words, when you don't attend class, it's going to be not so easy for you to catch up. Why? Because I've said it's a paper of theory. It's not very interesting to read and not easy to read because it's theory. So the easiest way of keeping up to date is by attending classes. And where you can, attend the physical classes. Why? Because we are able to practice together. And I'm able to look at what you have written. But I also appreciate that many times most of you are unable to attend because you're up country. But I always tell people it's very, very unheard of. You're in Kampala and you fail to make it to MAT. And I always remind people that at MAT I have an option of teaching this from home. But there's a reason why I come here physically. Are we together? It's because we know it that yes, online is good, it's impactful, but sometimes when you sit in a classroom setting, you don't have as many people distracting you. You don't get tempted. It's like if you're a holy boy and you're always going to the bar, it's not that the bar is full of sinners, but it's easy for you to become a sinner also. And I'm not saying that those who are always in church don't sin, but it is easier to keep up when you're in the right space, unless you're highly disciplined. You see? So where you can, let's do the physical classes so that we make them very interactive. so that you're able to ask the questions. And also in the physical classes, I'm able to look at your face and know that she's lost. And I'm able to help you. Sometimes online it's not possible. It's like when you're presenting on radio, you cannot tell whether people are hearing or not. You have to try to be as elaborate as possible and hope that everyone has heard your notes. Other than that, I want to wish you a very good Valentine's. Those of you who don't have a Valentine, you can still go to the beach. There's no bad thing with taking out yourself, right? Those of you who have a Valentine, you can go and have some wine, not so, but don't finish all the money because you're going to need it tomorrow. And that, guys online, I want to wish you the best. Enjoy your Valentine's. Life is short. Enjoy it when you still can. Thank you. Cheers.